everyone. Welcome to Love at First Sight. My name is Kelvin.
And I'm Winnie.
We created this platform to show others that you can find healthy relationships from someone you did meet online. Also, we wanted to use this platform to encourage those that are single to stay optimistic. You could potentially find your partner over the internet and maybe give you the tools to help you navigate the dating scene online.
Yeah. Look at you, babe.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Okay.
Yeah,
You're
that
gonna
was
be
my
our
first intro.
PR.
That was
Hey.
my first intro.
Yeah, it was.
You grabbed the mic the last 3 times. You didn't let me do it.
Okay. You're doing too
Yeah,
much now.
come on.
Okay. Well, as Kelvin just graciously said, yeah, this is Love at First Sight. Tonight we will be interviewing a wonderful couple. I mean, we're twinning because they are also YouTubers. They have a platform,
Right.
KaylaMAR. They met on Bumble. I'm not sure if you guys, familiar with that app, but it is a dating app. They met on Bumble and just connected pretty quickly, such as Kelvin and myself. And they created a platform. We got Marcus, is half of KaylaMAR. He is a personal trainer, has his own fitness business. And we have Kayla. She's the other half of KaylaMAR, and she works in HR. So we're so excited to have them up, and let's go ahead and get it going.
This is it. Drum roll.
Drum roll. I know we supposed to do
Yo. Hey, what's happening?
that.
Hi,
We're so
every
happy to have you.
hi, beautiful couple.
Okay. Well, like I said, this is KaylaMAR. They're a YouTube couple, and we'll just kind of let them have the floor and give introductions, plug in some businesses or whatever. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, I am Kayla.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Marcus, and we are
KaylaMAR. And we are just a couple here in these YouTube streets, TikTok streets. And we are just a couple that loves to have fun. Really, we do challenges, we do reactions, and we do vlogs. We love date nights. We're big about spreading positivity on our platform. We want people to look at our channel and have peace. And for us, peace is an affirmation. P stands for power, E stands for education, A stands for affirmation, C stands for courage, and E stands for excellence. So we want you to go to our channel, reset, all the craziness in the world, and laugh, and then conquer the world.
Yeah. As you see, you're not the only one who just gets to sit there and be quiet.
I mean,
Women know best. Women know best, Marcus. I mean, we got it. You see that pretty face? She could sell ice.
Look, all right.
Hey, sometimes we got to stand back and observe. That's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
We're big on health and fitness. Marcus is a personal trainer. Tell them about your business.
I mean, you got it. Tell them everything.
No, go ahead. That's your business.
You got the floor, Marcus. Let's hear it.
So I am a personal trainer. I am the CEO of Graphene Physiques. I've been training for 5 years, and I've had a number of clients anywhere from the ages of 20 to 74. Ranging in all kinds of needs, from muscle building, weight loss, to morbid obesity. And I can definitely say every last one of my clients has had a medical issue. All their issues have been positively resolved. Medications have been decreased, and people have gone from pre-diabetic to no longer diabetic. So I'm a big believer in this health and wealth thing is based off of primarily what you put in your mouth. Put the right things in your mouth, and everything turns around for you.
Yes, and tell them what you did for me. Or you want me to tell them?
You can tell them.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you for that intro.
yes,
But yeah,
thank
we
you for
would love to
sharing.
hear how has Marcus changed your life with his fitness, nutrition?
Yeah, so I used to be over 200 pounds. I was a little like 205, 206, somewhere around there. And with him, I came down to 160. Still coming down a little bit, trying to get the glutes together, a little bump back there. But I'm working on that still. But with him, I have gained a lot of confidence within myself, mentally, emotionally, through just the fitness alone, because it just makes me feel so like that's my peace,
Yeah.
trying me. And I get my frustrations and everything out through the gym. So yeah, it's been a good journey.
Oh, love that.
It's amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm a dietitian myself by trade.
Oh, okay.
So I love that. Like hearing, I just talked to somebody today trying to get them to put the bologna and the sausage down. I'm like, what's going on? But I'm sure you get that. So hey, look, you got an A+ in my book. Anybody that's helping, just spread health and wellness, like I'm all here for that. So I appreciate you, promoting the cause. So
My,
yeah. Yeah, everybody in the comments, look, they on your team too. Love it. Especially because as Black people, we do kind of get the bad end of the stick, and a lot of us are affected, by comorbidities. So not to get too PSA on you guys, but yeah, take care of yourself and go see Marcus. You guys are based out of Oklahoma, right?
yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, y'all got to take a trip, but go see Marcus. You have online
I can even take
training?
I got you.
Yeah, he does virtual too.
There you go.
That's great. Yes.
So let's get into why we're here.
Oh,
How
go.
did these two bumblebees meet on Bumble? What happened? Tell us what happened.
Okay, so I know on my part, I can speak on my end. So I came across Marcus's profile, very handsome profile picture, and I'm more on, I got to check more pictures. I got to look thoroughly before I make my decision. I was scrolling, and your boy wasn't looking that cute. I ain't gonna
Look,
lie.
it was the best picture she had ever seen.
It was not. He has some struggle bus pictures, but profile overall is what kind of made me swipe. Shoot, I forgot. Is it right or left?
Look, she been out the game so long, she didn't know who to swipe.
You just put your phone down. That's how you.
Yeah, yeah. I chose him either way. Because of the profile he had on there, he put one of the questions on Bumble will put questions on there, and the person can answer them. So one of them was, "Who was your childhood crush?" And he put Topanga from Boy Meets World, and I was like, "That's it. Like I love Topanga." So that helped me swipe on him, as well as he loves jazz, plays saxophone. My dad is a big jazz head, which made me a little jazz. I'm not fully, but I'm more neo soul. But he had neo soul on there, and I was like, okay, even though cool, I gave it a try, and then it said, boom, you're a match. And then on Bumble, the female has to respond first. The male can't. So I said the same thing to everybody, and I told Marcus, I said the same thing. I said, hey, Marcus, how are you doing today? And then you said...
And I said, better now.
Yes.
Because
got the sauce.
with Bumble, you've only got, once you show interest, you've only got 5 days for her to reciprocate. And if she doesn't, that match is gone.
Yeah.
You don't have any opportunity to contact her because all the control is in the women's court so they can feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and I think she hit me up on day 4. So
almost ran out of time.
Oh, for you it was day 4. Okay. I think I responded pretty quickly to you because I don't want to, play the games, like make them wait and stuff. Like, I'm not going to play
We're
that.
grown.
Right. Love, and I'm here to find my mate. So I'm not going to play. So I responded very quickly, but I just didn't see his for a while, I guess.
That could be it.
Yeah, because you have to swipe through. Y'all know how it is.
I mean, you were just that you had flooded. Your requests were just so many. You just
You were saying you kind of lost track of the mix. You had to keep going. Yeah, you're like that one.
Oh, Marcus. Oh.
Oh man, it's all good, man.
So after that, we talked on the phone. I think the next day, because we were messaging, when you start doing those long messages, it's time to go ahead and make that call. So we had long messages right away, and then we called each other, and he was actually about to have a party when I called. And I could hear some girls talking about, Marcus, you coming out, whatever.
Oh man.
So after that, we linked up, I think it was 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days after talking on the phone consistently. And it was during COVID. So we just went to his house and hung out, and we went to Smoothie King because I know he's a bodybuilder. He was training for a show at the time. Healthy together, and let me not him to eat, some McDonald's fries or something,
Right.
So we went on our first date to Smoothie King and then came back to the house. And what did we do?
So, all right. So she asking me that because we had a little argument about it because
On
she
the
said
third day?
my job
Oh.
she met me. I said she didn't. And then we went back and looked at our how we met video, and she was like,
Yeah. So I listened to his jazz album. He played it for me. Then we played games and we just stayed up. I think I was there till about 3 a.m. And then I went home. But yeah.
but see, she's skipping stuff.
Oh,
So,
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Tell us the real story.
Mm.
what she forgot to tell y'all was what caught my attention was when she showed up. One,
Oh, I forgot.
she didn't have a face full of makeup and didn't have on her best outfit ever.
Yeah.
Her genuinely. It wasn't a attempt to show me the absolute best she could do. It was just her on a daily basis.
Mm.
On top of that, she had a little bag with some turkey bacon and oatmeal in it, and nobody else wants that but me at that phase of life because I was getting ready for a show. And that showed me she was really listening to me when we had that long conversation because that was part of it. Hey, what are you eating? What's it like? Are you restricting in what you can eat? And
Yeah.
as a result, she popped up the next day with turkey bacon and oatmeal.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, I was so sure. And I told her when I opened the door, I said, I'm so glad you're not a 300-pound white man with acne.
Because you never know. You never know.
I was because, when she answered the phone, she had that sweet hello. And I'm like, no, stop that. Stop. I want your real voice.
That's my voice.
And she was like, voice. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm getting catfish because
you guys didn't FaceTime, did you, before you actually met?
It was just straight phone, yeah.
And the other thing that let me know, this was the next day when you found out about?
Oh, yeah. I had told my sister and my sister's best friend / I call my sister number 2 about I'm excited. You tell your friends when you're excited. And my sister's friend was like, Marcus, does he play saxophone? I said, yeah.
Dang.
Does he drive this car? I said, yeah. And she was like, oh, I'm talking to him too.
Man.
So
Caught up.
it turned out she was a match for Marcus on Bumble as well. And he had his sister on FaceTime because she was over her best friend's house for her birthday. And Marcus was saying happy birthday. And he met my sister too. So I'm like, you done met the whole squad.
Just entanglement.
Yeah. Yeah. So whenever I found that out, I'm like, girl, give me the tea. What's going on with y'all?
Yeah.
What have you found out? Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And she was, genuine nice. She did kind of hint that Marcus may be a potential player because Marcus had also matched with one of her friends. So it was just a little weird, little circle, triangle, rectangle, whatever that is.
You about to start a fire with all the matches, Marcus.
Look, it was
Hey.
Oklahoma was.
It ain't that small, y'all.
It is. It is.
Marcus, I can't help but ask, how did you feel? How did you handle that when Kayla finally brought that to your attention? Like all this was exposed out in the open.
That was actually the major reason I realized this was the woman for me because when she asked me about it, she wasn't accusatory. She wasn't angry. She wasn't, I heard something about you.
That would have been this one. You would have went off.
Right.
Oh my God.
None of that. She said, so I understand, we're on Bumble, women, I'm talking to other men, but I hear you're talking to my best friend, my sister's best friend. Now I'm clueless. I'm like, who's your sister's best friend? At her name, I was like, oh yeah, okay. And so I just told her everything, and she said, okay, well, I can't be mad at you. I mean, you've been honest with me. Everything you said checked out, and you told me a little bit more than she did. So,
and you're dating. I mean, you both are actively dating. Who are you to get upset at that? Like, hey, we ain't made this official yet. So.
Yeah.
So that's the fact that she was able to actually listen to me and not listen just to have something to say, but just listen and really see what's going on. I was like, yeah, she's different.
Yeah, and just the fact that he told the truth, because of course I'm matching stories and, trying to see, what's truth, what's not. But he told, like he said, he told even more than she did. So he's out there. I call him Honest Abe all the time.
Truth will set you free, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that more than, someone lying all the time.
Yeah.
So that same day that we had this conversation was the day we decided we wanted to be official boyfriend and girlfriend. But yeah.
I love that. I mean, it's like, it just seemed like it happened so organically and like so quickly. Like I said in like a pre-interview, I just love that you guys started a YouTube channel. Like, if you don't mind answer, like, how did that come about? Like, I don't know, was that like in month one? Like, all right, let's start this business. Like, how did that work?
So as soon as so it was kind of weird. Like, we were together all the time because of COVID. So I was working from home, which was Marcus's house, and all the time. And we were always going back and forth. So my lease was coming up, ending. And so instead of me moving back to my parents' house, because I'd actually got out of a 6-year relationship a year before I met Marcus. And I gave the ring back 4 months before we were supposed to get married. So those vendors still want their money. So I was broke, and because he wasn't helping, basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna move back home and get my coin back up. And Marcus was like, no, why don't you just move in with me? And I was like, okay. And we had just been knowing each other for 30 days. So I moved in with him 30 days of meeting him. So with all that time being spent and everything and moving in with him, kind of like, this is just fun. It's natural. Like, we haven't felt a love like this before. And you need to kind of showcase positive Black love instead of, the love and hip hop all the time and everything.
Don't we know?
Yeah. And so, and we, just want to have fun and educate and show people that there is a true Black love, like Black love exists, So we decided to start the channel, and I think we started, you weren't too far off. It wasn't a month, but probably about 2-3 months we decided, and we started filming in advance and learning how to edit and all that stuff. And that's how it came about.
Whose idea was it? Like, who brought it up, or was it just like unanimous?
Yeah.
It was your idea?
Well, I've always wanted to, but didn't really have the courage, but, so I was like, let's do a couple channel. And he just said, okay. That was it.
I think that's kind of how it went for us.
Yeah.
Ladies, would you say that?
Yeah. I mean, we're already having fun, and then, like, we would post in our story, like, say he's doing something silly, and I'll post it, and then just a response, like, from our close friends, like, oh, that was funny, man, y'all are funny, and it's like, like, we profit off of it.
And then we both realized that we were always been the person in our friends group that everyone came to for advice, and we realized who else would like to hear our opinion on certain subjects.
Yeah.
And it all just kind of tied together, and here we are now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love how we're just equally yoked. Like, we all have the same mission, and it's beautiful, like how, we're all different, but we're all very similar, especially when we have our mind set on a certain objective, and it's like, it's nothing. I mean, it's a decision to be made. Let's start a channel, and, let's do it. And you never know the outcome. I'm sure you guys get DMs flooded with just responses and like, thank you for showing me this. Because I think as we all get older, especially in our late 20s, 30s, we start to realize maybe we didn't have as healthy of examples growing up as we think that we did. Or you start communicating, and you notice, like, I handled that a lot differently than, my parents would, or the people around me. So I love that.
Well said, then.
Yes.
So, Kelvin, where are you about to?
We're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, I guess, were any of your family members skeptical about you guys moving it along so quickly? Like, I did watch some of your YouTube content. Kayla said she was sneaking boxes back from her parents' house
I
to
saw
Marcus's
that.
house. How did that pan out? What was it like?
So my dad is a deacon, and
Amen.
teacher. So they've always seen me as the wild child, quote unquote. But I think I just, they always like, Michaela gonna do what she won't do. Wild child or not, whatever. But it was scary for me to tell them because I'm like, I just met him, and more worried about my sister actually more than my parents, because my sister is older than me, and she's always, played a mommy role here and there, and I value her opinion very much. So telling her was the most nerve-wracking for me, but she was supportive, skeptical, of course, like, okay, but you can tell she didn't like it. Now, my dad was like, he pulled out a scripture, and he was like, just remember, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what he said, but what scripture was. But he just said, you're grown. And if that's what you want to do, we support you. And my mom said that she supports, even though she doesn't fully agree. But they have met Marcus already. And that was a sign for me, too, because that was the first time I had been in a relationship where my friends, my family, just everybody just loved him organically. Like they've been talking like they've known each other for years, So that made them more comfortable for sure. And I think the way that he presented me with his family and I presented him, because it's all about how you present the other. If you talk a mess and like, oh, I don't know, or whatever, then they're going to be. But if you're showing them the genuine love that you feel for this person, and then, they're not going to have any ill will,
Right. Your family is just as sure as you are,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I respect that. We're just smiling because, like, I just met his extended family this weekend. I just feel like you're telling my story.
Yeah.
We just click. They taking me around, like, talking, and like that's beautiful. And I guess I wanted to ask, like, I know you said you kind of got out of a situation, and not too long after Marcus came about, do you feel as they were skeptical for that reason? And I guess part two to that, were you already in a place that you were looking for love to begin with? Like, did you not feel like you needed like an extended amount of time to kind of get over that hump?
I feel like for me, I get over things fairly quickly. I've always done that. I had like one day of tears, and then I was like,
on to the next.
Yeah. What would be I went ahead, and I never had an issue with seeing dudes differently, because I know that every guy is different. Just because this one was a dog doesn't mean that this one's going to be the same or respond the same to this or make me feel this way. So that was easier for me to, I didn't feel like I needed that extended time, basically. I'm sorry, what was the first part of your question?
Oh, no, that was, sorry, I should probably fill it up, but I'm like, I don't want to forget that. But no, I love that answer. The first part was, do you feel like your family was skeptical because you did just, not too long ago get out of a relationship? Do you think that was part of why they were skeptical at first?
I think for my dad, for sure, because of his daughter hurt, and I wasn't. So I think for him, he was skeptical because of that. He did the first time Marcus did come, he was nice to him, and they talked, but he didn't like get too close. What I mean? Standoffishness a little bit. Could you feel it? Yeah.
Your daddy don't like me.
So he had to warm up to it, but he did with time.
That's good.
Yeah. Look, now they're going to games together. So.
Yep.
Oh no, that's great.
Yeah. So that was nice. But yeah, I think with time, everyone did warm up, and I think his family was very much, I felt close to them immediately too. Did your family have any?
No, but I handled my family. I don't really know how to handle your family before they met me, but I know how my parents are. So I made that they were very comfortable. I answered all their questions before there was even a conversation about them meeting her. Because I didn't want that awkward, you just met my son, how you going to move into his house 30 days later? What are your intentions? No, we don't need any of that energy. And also make it a point to, if I'm sitting there with my parents, I'll answer the phone when she calls and talk to her for a second so they get to hear her voice, hear how we interact, to kind of pull that stuff at ease. Like, okay, she's not crazy. She's not getting mad at me. What do you mean you talking to your dad? No.
Me. I'm going to start doing that, Marcus. At work.
I've got a lot of this in my past. A lot of these, and that's when this wasn't part of her. That was a huge relief for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess that was my follow-up question kind of too, like what made Kayla different than your past, what made you say, I mean, I know it's only been 30 days, but
yeah,
she's moving in.
One thing we did say about those 30 days, it was not just the amount of time, but the quality of time that we got to spend together.
Mm.
We would literally, it was 30 days, but honestly, it was probably about 15 hours every single day.
Exactly.
Most couples only get to spend in the beginning 2-3 hours a day together, if that much. So, hey, our 2-3 days is most people's month.
Yeah.
So for us, 30 days, we knew each other up and down, back and forth. So it was very easy. The conversations were genuine, the feelings were genuine, and we're really good about really being honest with each other. So we had a couple, I don't want to say hard discussions, but we brought up topics that people typically don't want to talk about early, and we have a lot of the same viewpoints, so everything flowed. So for me, it just felt like a natural progression. Yeah, why don't you move in here? It doesn't make sense for you to drive as far as you have to, because she would have had to drive probably about 100 miles a day. She would have moved back with her parents for work. So I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
You need her to be close.
Yeah. Save my gas money, shoot. But yeah, and the way that we did have those deep conversations early is what helped me, trust him even more, because the 6-year relationship that was poo-poo caca. So so to have those conversations with him early on and seeing his reaction and, just how we vibed off each other made me love him even more quickly. So I think it's just been easy with him, everything. Because I've never felt it before. Like people say it all the time, love shouldn't be hard. And this is like proof. It should it should be easy. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think me and Lenisa definitely realized it should never feel forced at all.
Right.
Yeah. If there's any type of resistance, then this not the person that you should be investing in.
Right.
Yeah.
Time to figure that out. I've had a lot of situations where it's like, I'm gonna make this.
Yeah.
But God has other plans.
Yeah. I've had the situations and the family telling me like, we'll do what's best for you, and then I still keep doing it and it doesn't work. And it's like, yeah, I just would have the biggest thing I would take away is that if I have to constantly fight to make this work, it's not worth investing in.
Right.
Yeah. Another a question for you, Marcus. What were like some green flags for you that made you realize this was the relationship you were supposed to be in?
Aside from the two when we first met, just the ease of the conversation and just this to talk through situations. That was a big thing for me because in my past, I haven't had women that were so willing to talk about what they didn't like and what they really did want. And it felt like I was having to pull teeth just to figure out her and chop barriers because it's like, look, I'm trying to get to know you, but you're giving me half truths here. And she was giving me the full on honest truth. So I knew how to, I didn't have to second guess anything. It was just, oh, this is what she likes. All right, cool. Just do that. It makes it very easy.
Yeah. No reading between the lines.
Right.
Yeah. I think as women, we definitely need to stop doing that because honestly, if you can't be fearful to have those conversations, because if you don't have those conversations, then you're going to, sorry, I just really lost my train of thought. If you don't have those conversations, then you don't see, how you guys really are going to be as a couple. And if that conversation scares him off, then that ain't the one, boo.
Kelvin says that all the time. He says if you speak, if you're speaking your mind and something that bothers you and it causes conflict, then that person isn't for you. I mean, they don't want conflict resolution. They don't want to resolve it. And I think to speak to what Marcus was saying, I think a lot of women do that because we don't want to come off as nagging or run a man away. And so we try to put our best foot forward and like put on this facade. And it kind of seems like you fell in love with Kayla because from the jump, you said she didn't pretend. Even when she walked through the door, she didn't pretend who she was. She was straight up on, you know, who she was, and how her heart just allows her to, you know, just act accordingly. Because when you said she brought the food, the first thing I thought of, most people today would be like, I ain't bringing no man no plate. He ain't my man. And
Yeah.
all this stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like the heart wants what it wants. So I don't know. I love that about you guys.
Yeah, that's
Right.
facts. And yeah, I don't see anything wrong with bringing a little something. Now I ain't gonna bring him no roller, you know, or nothing crazy. A couple, you know, dollar thing, Dollar Tree, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't see any.
It just shows that you were listening.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, that's it's the thought that counts.
yes.
I
And
get
I
it.
think men like to be catered to too. Like, why do we always have to be the ones to get flowers and, you know, get showered
Yeah.
with things? Like, men, like, what do they, that was that meme I saw the other day. It's like, men don't get their first flowers until after they're not here anymore. You know what I mean? Like, just even
Yeah.
thoughtful mementos, like you get them at your funeral. And we need to stop doing that. We need to, you know, just like, I feel like treatment accordingly. And I don't know. I don't think it's simp behavior if you do go out your way and maybe do something that you felt in your heart to do. Like you
Mhm.
said earlier, Kayla, like why play games? You know, this whole little I'm not gonna do too much because if you feel it in your heart, I think based off how that person reacts and how they reciprocate, it'll tell you everything you need to know to begin with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Percent. There's even times, you know, like the guy's gonna bring flowers or snacks or whatever. For me, it was candy. But for Marcus, I saw that he was having a bad day, and I would stop at the store on my way home from work, get him peanut butter. He loves peanut butter. Doesn't matter, just anything peanut butter. So I got him a whole bunch of peanut butter one day, and you know, I did little small things like that all the time because, for one, he deserves it, and I would want him to perk me up, you know, if I'm
yeah,
day. So I don't see anything wrong with that, and I think that's helps us pour into each other because it shouldn't just be one person pouring more into the other. Y'all should be pouring each other equally. And he's even amazing at making sure that I pour into myself. Um,
woo,
he has been really amazing with that because the prior relationship, I was always pouring, and not getting anything back. But Marks would tell me, no, put down your laptop, put down your phone, let's watch your favorite show. And he put it on. Yeah.
Kelvin all the time.
Yeah.
I see you. But I think
Yeah.
that's amazing. Like he not only wants him to take care of me, he wants me to take care of myself.
Yeah.
If he make sure I put myself even before him, you know, because if you're not good, then we can't be good, you know?
Right.
I
Yeah.
get it.
And thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I just love just hearing that how, I mean, you spoke to how your last relationship that you were, you know, just the same, like very much pouring your heart. And I love how you didn't change that
Mm-hmm.
regardless of that not working out. Because I'm very similar when I tell you, we'll have to talk after this, very similar to you in the situation of 6-year relationship, poured all of my everything and never got, you know, reciprocity. And it almost tarnished me a little bit. I'm like, you know, I'm never going to do anything ever for a man again. And it's just like, but sis, like, that's your heart. That's how you love. And there's going to be a man that comes along and accepts you and, ooh, I'm about to cry, and loves you.
Yes.
Like,
That's real.
Mhm.
That's real. And it's a beautiful thing. And again,
yeah,
it should be hard. Someone like if you love each other, you should want that person to be good. You should want them to be healthy. Like just being full transparency, Marcus is the one that, you know, helped me get into therapy because I
Yeah.
needed it in my last relationship. And it has helped me grow, which has helped, you know, us grow. And he's even learned some things that I've learned from therapy, you know, like we're talking about my sessions and, you know, telling him how it went and everything.
yeah.
And like, okay, let me do better with this. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna help make sure you do better with this, you know, or whatever. So I thank God for him because I would not be the more whole happy person I am if it wasn't for him, for sure. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I'm a sap.
Right.
No, but that's so true. And just like how you radiate positivity, and just, you know, people might think you move too fast or whatever. And like even us creating this platform, it's like, you only been dating 8 months. But I tell Kelvin all the time, like, you're my muse. I feel inclined to do these things because how you make me feel. And I want to share that with the world. You know, when you've had an unhealthy relationship, when you finally have a healthy one, you want to shout it to the heavens. I got to tell everybody. Y'all better come and get one of these.
Yeah.
Like, salad. All right. Oh man. So I guess wow, that was just a lot. Sorry, y'all. My heart is fluttering.
No.
Yeah.
It's just so much love in the room. Um, so I guess what advice would you give for people that are doing? I mean, you guys aren't long distance. You guys are, close knit. Lucky you. But what advice would you give for people that are online dating? We see a lot of negative things in the media, like we spoke about, but it's specifically online dating. What advice would each of you give people that are doing that?
For me, I'm going to say, I'm going to speak as females. I think we go off the pictures too much. So go off the pictures, read. And if the pictures are bad, he just had, again, bad selfies, but you see he fine. But the selfies just weren't there. But just be honest with yourself. Like, this man has good qualities that I like. So look, just because the pictures aren't all on point, let me go ahead and give him a chance. Like, take that risk, and I would say be open. Don't be afraid to tell him, first day y'all talk, I had a bad day, because you don't know where the conversation would go. I would just don't play games. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with the person. If you're not feeling them, and I would do that too. If I wasn't feeling somebody after talking or going on a date or whatever, I would let them know, like, hey, you can be the homie, but
I thought I was feeling you.
But this isn't gonna go any further. Like, when you're being honest with yourself, you know what you want, and like, okay, this is a little too difficult, or that's a little turn off for me, and that's a red flag for me. That. So that's what I would say. Just be honest.
And for me, speaking to the guys, be honest and don't try to be out there and be too macho and present something that nobody really wants. I mean, don't be out there just showing pictures of your abs and being out there in the club with drinks, everything, and showing that you're a partier, because nobody really wants to have a relationship with somebody that's stuck in that mindset. Especially if you're in your late 20s, early 30s. Like, you should have done that years ago. Get that out of your system. Don't portray that in your dating profile. If that's what you want, cool. Again, say that and don't string people along, because I know a lot of guys put out there, well, I'm this, and this, and it's like, bro, if you read what you just wrote, what one guy? And that's the thing. It's like, if you're looking for a relationship, say it, be honest, and fill out the questionnaire, because I think because apparently, had I not, she would have gone ahead and
Topanga saved you.
You know what I'm saying? Topanga, yeah.
That's it.
And that's the thing, answer those questions and be honest. Like, hey, who was your first childhood crush? Don't put the obvious one. I mean, everybody, Jennifer
Beyonce, or
Yeah, and I agree with what he said too, because there would be profiles I would come across where they were legit putting on there just looking for a good time. But I wasn't mad at it. I'm like, I respect that.
Yeah.
I know what to look for, or forward to.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So I respect that. I say do it. If you want a dating app just trying to get what then put it out there. I don't see anything wrong with that. Because I promise you, females.
Obviously it's worked.
Yeah.
So look, somebody done swiped on him. Like, just not but somebody swiped on him. So
so I say be as honest as possible, and I, like you said, fill out the profile for sure, because a lot of guys weren't filling it out, and aren't they filling it because I'm like, I can't really get to know you good, you know, so I say fill it out. Shoot,
Kelvin definitely did. I think you put like, what's your favorite or top 5 appetizer, and he put fried pickles. I'm like, this is my soulmate.
Yeah.
Things like that really get you to create a bond before you even have a conversation, because it's like, oh, you like fried pickles. Oh, you like Topanga? Boy Meets World is my favorite show. So, I mean, it's the quirky little things like that you have no idea is really getting somebody to really just appreciate you and be willing to open up, because you already have things in common.
Yeah. And I think too, I see a lot of females do this as well. And I can't really speak on it too much because I don't have any kids, but I see where, girls will put that, they don't have kids on there. but then later out, the guy will find out they do. So for me, I'm like, that's a red flag for me.
Why are you lying about your babies?
Yes, it's important.
To me, it's like you're starting off the connection with a lie. So
Yeah,
I'm already a little, worried going into this.
Yeah.
And I've seen situations where women will wait until we've met and we've been kicking it for months, and then all of a sudden I find out you got a kid, and it's like, well, wait, time out. Now you're forcing me to make a decision that
Yeah.
I should know in the beginning. If you have kids, okay, cool. Let me make that decision there before there's feelings involved.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. And that kind of speaks to like, you think your children are a deal breaker. I mean, you should, I don't know. I don't have kids either, but I'm like, when you should love them enough to go forward and like, hey, like this is what it is. I have children, take it or leave it. I mean, you never know who you might meet. You might meet a man that's widowed and he has 4 children and looking for someone that, already has their children, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I think people just probably do that just to, I don't know. They don't want rejection prior to people trying to get to know them. I'm sure you are a great person. You could be a great person with kids. It's not a deal breaker. Like no one's gonna write you off. And if they don't want that, they don't want that.
Mhm.
Don't
That's
trick them.
Mhm.
and that's the thing. People say, "Well, I don't want to get rejected." They're not rejecting you off of a date.
Mm.
They don't know you.
Yeah.
Yep.
They are. If you pop up with a surprise 3 months later, and they're like, "Yeah, no, I'm not with that." But
That's
that's
grounds for rejection.
right,
Right.
right.
No, I love how you guys spoke to the dating profile pictures. We talked about that in like the impromptu Q&A, right? Like women, like, you want these, great guys, but your booty's on the sink. You're taking pictures in the club. You like, got weed in one hand, drinking other. Are you somebody's auntie? Like, what am I about to, what am I getting into? Like, I think the best thing is if you have hobbies, like showcase those. If you garden, get somebody to get your neighbor to take a picture of you gardening and pose and like, get some stock photos. You
Mhm.
like hiking, get a waterfall in the background. You like to skate. That's how me and Kelvin connected. I had the afro out, I had my skates on, and I
Hey,
posed and he commented on that picture. Not the, 2 that I had in like a dress. He commented on a hobby, like an action photo. So I love that you guys brought that up because that's huge. That's your
Yeah,
resume.
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly.
And the girls that I think from what you said, the girls that do take those pictures, got all their stuff out, the booty on the sink and stuff. He doesn't get attracted to that.
no,
Right.
my thing is, if you're putting that on a dating profile for men you don't know,
Mm.
what you to do with the men you do know?
Mhm.
It's way too attainable. Like, nah,
Yeah.
I need
And
my
to,
woman.
and to each his own,
Mm.
but just don't expect to attract, someone of substance or quality. And I think
Right.
that's what we see a lot. They just get mad, like, all they wanted to do was hit. And I'm like, I mean, well, you gave them the target. I don't know. And I mean, and even guys, I see like a whole bunch of emojis in the bio. I love that y'all brought up the bio. We got to do better because
Mm.
you putting a basketball and a computer and a toy gun and all. I'm like, what is this like holographic? What do you like to do?
Yes, I agree with that. And for me, like you said, to each its own. But for me,
Mm-hmm.
a female that does pictures like that as well, I'm kind of like, I feel like her self love isn't fully there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot of females feel like, the more body I show, the more they're gonna like me. But sis, that's not, that's a
Yeah.
part, but that's not who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
So it kind of hurts my heart when I see it. I'm like, oh, you're so pretty.
Yeah.
Like,
If only you knew how beautiful you were.
mm-hmm.
How
Yeah.
beautiful you are. If only you knew that. And I think that's why I love that we both have platforms to talk about these things, and showcase these things because I mean, any given day you scrolling on social media, that's what is getting popular. That's what's getting all these likes. So, I'm a young, impressionable girl. I don't know that. I just see booty out, like y'all got these waist trainers and snatch. Like, I don't know. I just see that that's what's getting traction, and that must mean a guy likes me. So, to some extent, we do have to kind of blame like what we cave into. We're liking these kind of things. We're promoting these things and sharing these pictures. Like, maybe that's a sign that, you know, we as a people need to kind of promote more, you know, just positivity, like just natural body and like natural beauty, and talk about it like we are now. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, stemming off from what Marcus was saying, I actually never found that appealing either. If I go to a woman's profile and it's just photos of her modeling or something too, I'll say eccentric, it's more of a turnoff. I'd rather just see someone natural as themselves, maybe like they're doing a hobby like you were doing, Lanice. But
mm.
yeah, I would probably instantly swipe right if it's just modeling photos or,
Right.
you know, things of that nature. It's
She's
like
trying to
I
get
like
signed.
like I want to see you as you are. I
Yeah.
don't want to see like this facade that you're trying to hold up.
And even if you are a model, I'm not coming
Yeah.
to model. I'm coming to date.
Yeah, I'm coming to date you because I'm going to see you on your regular day, your bad days. I just want the natural you,
Right.
you know, everyday you.
I want to see how you look when you wake up.
Thank you.
I need to see.
Yeah.
No, you don't. I'm like,
You know, it's funny. There was I bring this up a lot, and I'm sure she's tired of hearing about it, but there was a man who actually sued his wife because when they were dating, this is in a whole nother country, but when they were dating, she would always have full face makeup and always wore these nice form-fitting dresses. She had well, they got married and went to bed. Well, when he woke up, that woman that was laying next to him ain't the one seen. So he for a divorce and then turned around and sued her and won.
Yeah, he won.
false advertisement. What do you say?
It wasn't along those lines, but it was. I was like, as harsh as that sounds, I get it. I get it. So many times I see
What? That's great.
they do and do all the makeup and stuff. They can look like a completely different person.
Yeah.
Right.
Before, and I said, well.
I can't help but laugh and think about what moment did he have enough was like the day after they got married. He was like,
No, it was literally when he woke up. It was like he didn't even. He gave.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh hell no."
Not the woman I married.
Be careful. Look.
Oh my God! Like what in the catfish? Okay. No, thank you guys for sharing. I guess we told some content creators to come on here and possibly get some tips from you guys. You guys got any last minute, I guess, YouTube tips or just, I don't know, content creation? Because that's what, you know, that's your business, that's your baby. Like, what tips would you give to up and coming content creators, whether it's couples or, you know, singles?
First tip I would say is definitely just start. If you're questioning if you want to do it or not, and you're scared, you're trying to get the perfect video ready and everything like that, don't worry about that. Just put out what you have and you'll grow with it. Be patient with yourself and allow yourself time to grow, to learn the platform, to just learn your stride and your niche and all of that stuff if you don't have one when you first start. Yeah, what did you say?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that, give yourself a chance to make the mistakes because you're going to, no matter how much preparation you put into it, you're still going to make mistakes. Don't expect to come out here and be Mr. Beast on day one. Yeah. Mr. Beast wasn't Mr. Beast on day one.
No.
We too often give ourselves unrealistic expectations. I want this first video I do to go viral. Well, that's not going to happen. It's not.
It's not. Yeah.
Nobody even knows you.
Yeah.
Celebrity coming to the platform, okay, that's different. But yeah, just like she said, just get started. Give yourself the opportunity to make the mistakes and understand. You're not, very rarely you're going to get monetized within that first year.
Yeah.
Give time to grow and learn and pivot and figure out what your audience wants. And as you start making more content, it'll just happen naturally. It might take 5, 10, 15 years. It took Mr. Beast 14, but now look at it. Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like some of the biggest YouTubers in the industry, they were on the platform for 10 plus years before anybody knew who they were.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Understand, if you want $1 million of anything, it takes hard work. $1 million doesn't come the first day at McDonald's. So why is 1 million subscribers going to come your first day on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then kind of piggyback what you said about, people don't know you. We kind of got like a gut check because we were asking just some people for some feedback. And I thought I was DMing one of my old friends from college. Girl, it turned out to be someone I didn't really know. But she still looked at it because she's actually an editor or whatever. And I was like, oh.
Wow.
And then she sent a voice message and she basically said, who do y'all think y'all are? Y'all have 45-minute long videos and 20-minute long videos and people don't know who you are, or whatever. So we had to kind of, get a gut check. You have to let people learn you or whatever. So I would recommend, teach us on, recommend doing those 45-minute long videos and keep it shorter between the 10 to 15, 20-ish. It depends on the video. But
if you're doing a podcast, yes, of course,
it's long form content.
That's what people want. But don't come on YouTube thinking that you deserve to have somebody's attention for 45 minutes to an hour. You haven't earned it.
Right. Well, you're not giving them anything to go off of, and I think a lot of people see celebrities, like they get all this attention and people are always sharing their content. And you see the things where y'all share, a picture of Beyonce. She ain't did nothing for you. Yes, she has. She's given us great music. Mm-hmm. Great music, great visuals. Like, what have you done? I don't want to share pictures of you with your bags and like your jewelry. Like, what? Maybe that's inspiration, I guess, but in what way? So I think, to speak to that, give the people something that they can feel. You know what I mean? Like, give them something that is tangible and that they could take with them, and apply it to their life. And I think kind of going off what Kayla said, maybe using short form content from other platforms, such as what we're doing now, like on Instagram, and you guys do TikTok, which I have to follow, but using that to capture attention. And then they want to, I don't know if that's what you guys kind of been doing, but then they, are invested and they kind of want to see you on long form content, maybe.
Yeah. That's it. And that's, like you were saying, I've heard creators get upset when you'll see celebrities post a video of them just backing their car out of the driveway and it gets get that out in the water, gonna put up that garbage piece of. You forget back 20 years ago when they were acting audition. Mm-hmm. You forget the 20 movies they've done, the years. You forget all of these things. So yeah, they've earned the ability to put a video of them just backing out of their driveway.
You're like, I wish I was the driveway.
Yeah.
I wish I was that car.
Right. And I do make sure you're being genuinely yourself. Don't try to be fake or anything like that, because that comes. People can tell that immediately. Don't try to put on any kind of fake facade or anything.
Unless you're an actor and you want to act, but understand that's difficult. Because with that character that you created that people love, you better be that character when they meet you in the street.
Yeah. True. Now you have to maintain that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I would say for couples, Here
we go.
Our first argument was about YouTube, about business. We didn't have an argument until we talked about YouTube. And
wow.
He didn't see my vision.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, I'm trying to explain to you what my vision is.
Yes.
I think we should use this music. I'm like, no, that's not the right feel. And yeah, we learned about how to handle our arguments, but through and we even made a YouTube video about it. Be like, let's document.
Let's argue and then just set the camera up and then put it on YouTube.
We put it out there. We have already talked about it and stuff because we thought it was a good teachable moment. Our first dealt with it. So, but yeah, so it's going to be difficult when you have a partner, whether it's your couple, brother, sister, whatever. A couple channel, having it with somebody else, it's two people having to blend their ideas and make it work. Sometimes I'm like, Marcus, you're not seeing my vision, and we have to sit here. All right, baby. Talk about it. You have to really break it down in their language so you guys understand each other. Words say, blue. And I'm like, baby, that's not blue. And he said, well, okay, well, or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. Like you have to communicate through that.
And not only that, especially with us, I'm way more analytical, way more business, way more logic, and she's way more emotion. And so
that's a beautiful connection. That's Instagram.
is I will research strategies and the psychology behind this and why we use this color and why we use that font. Speak at this space, and she like, I want to put this out because it feels good.
Yeah.
I had to learn I had to give up some of the numbers and the analytical stuff and emotional stuff, and that's what makes us us. Aspect, and that's her contribution, and the behind the scenes stuff, well, that's my contribution.
Yeah. So like for us, like we both edit. At first it was just me, but then he saw how stressful it was on me to just edit by myself. Because I was, throwing plates and everything. But girl, I got stressed.
I know.
It's like, let me start learning. And so I started teaching him, and now I'm the person that right after we film a video, I go cut it, because with the emotional part of me, I know what cuts feel good emotionally.
Yes.
And then I'll put, some words here and there. He's Mr. Special Effects, Mr. Color Correction, Mr. Audio, all that fancy stuff. That's him. I'm more like, how does it feel? How does it feel?
Yeah.
Let's not cut it there. That's not a good feel, or whatever. So our strengths have been able to blend and create what we have now. But we just had to get there first, child.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, that gives, insight, and maybe people are wanting to, have a channel, but they're just, we're just two different people. But, like I said, we're different, but we're very similar in our visions, and that could be our strengths. A lot of times when I'm explaining something to Kelvin, like, I love how he says, I'm just not seeing the vision, babe. Could you explain it to me again? Like, he will literally say that like verbatim, and I'm like, I feel like I'm being listened to, and it's just like he's patient enough to kind of, because you might have word vomit. You're like, and then we could do this, and then I don't know, maybe we could then add this here, and then they're just like,
because that's how it comes off. That's how it comes off. I'm like, I need you to slow it down just a little bit.
You're just so passionate. So I love that you guys are able to collaborate together and like come to a common goal. It's beautiful videos. So if you guys haven't checked out KaylaMAR on YouTube, come be a KaylaMAR star. Stop.
Yeah.
I do it.
I love it. But yeah, check us out for sure. I'm trying to think if there's any other advice. I think that's about it. Just be patient and have fun.
Yeah.
If it's not fun, you ain't gonna make it.
No, or be consistent enough to like have longevity. It might be something like that's like a season, but no, I mean, people are doing these for years, because you guys are what, is it 1 year in or 2 years in almost?
We'll be years January 12th. Yeah. So yeah, we're blessed enough to get monetized within a shorter frame.
Yeah.
It also had to do with basically some YouTube family too. We call them our YouTube fam. People that we connected with through YouTube, and we're rubbing off each other. They're telling us, oh, try this, oh, try that. This worked for us, maybe it worked for you.
Yes.
A lot. And help keep us encouraged too.
Yeah, I've definitely found a YouTube family. I mean, I was showing them pre-interview, but they're the ones who told us to do these shirts.
Yeah.
So look, like the couples cruise family is insane, and they have so much advice. So I mean, what Kayla's saying is true. I mean, there's people out here willing to help you and give advice. You just got to be open enough to hear it and take criticism, when needed. So
and also,
YouTube family is real.
It is.
And also know what you need and be willing to ask for the help, because a lot of the tips that we've gotten from all these other content creators, we had to ask for.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just because they don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it often can come off as insulting to, well, why do you think I need to know that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's start the conversation, say, hey, I'm having trouble with A, B, and C. And we did that and got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L.
Right.
And that was amazing. And then we literally got homework. And And we did it. We did everything we needed to do, and then had follow-up questions. And then next thing you know, we're growing and we're developing bonds and relationships that we never would have otherwise.
Yeah. And I would say too, when we have weekly meetings, where we go over, okay, this is what we're doing this week. Let's look at the analytics from last week's videos and see how those perform. Should we do this again? Should we try something different? Like, we have meetings.
It's a business.
Yeah, it's a business,
It's
and we have our
absolutely
LLC.
Same.
Y'all.
Look, we not playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got all of that documentation done. We have our meetings, we have meeting minutes, and we legit have our board. And like, is this a good move? Like, because sometimes too, people are going to ask you to be on their platform, and you have to see, does that fit my brand? What is your? That's so like, yay with y'all, because we're like, this
Score.
So you have to treat it as such. So make sure you are, doing that and putting everything into the place that it needs to be. And I would definitely say that as well. It's a business.
Yeah. And I guess last question, or just thought I see a lot of YouTube people wanting people to like sub, like you subscribe to my channel, I subscribe to yours. And like, can you speak briefly on how that kind of hurts your channel and content? Like you said, if it's not in your brand,
right,
you're not going to watch it.
Not only that, sub for sub hurts because the way the analytics works is you have your subscribers and YouTube is going to push it to them first. If they're not going to watch your content, it stops. They're not going to push it in. Subscribers don't like this. Nobody else is going to like it. So if I do sub for sub, yeah, you subscribe for mine, but you're not going to continue watching my content. Every video I put out, every short I put out, every live that I do, you're not going to be on my community tab. So You're not doing me any favors. As a matter of fact, if you don't like my content and you subbed out of favor, do me a favor and unsubscribe.
Yes.
You're really hurting me being subscribed and not watching my and we don't get our feelings hurt if people don't subscribe because fine, everybody.
Yeah, we're not.
I mean, if you don't like us, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
I love that you made that point because we get this too, like, oh, y'all got 300. Oh, I mean, when you don't get paid, like I get feedback too, like that's Pino. I get feedback too, just, oh, when you guys start getting paid, are you guys getting paid from this? Because we aren't that big. We don't have like thousands and millions of followers or subscribers. I'm like, you guys, slow and steady wins the race. I'd rather 300 real subscribers be subscribed to me and 4,000 real followers that are actually going to tune in, like Marcus was saying, like, than just a whole bunch of people just people watching, here and there. So thank you for bringing that point up. That's very important.
Yeah. And we tell people this too. Your family is not all of your family is not going to support like you want them to or think that. Don't expect your aunties, uncles, and cousins to run to your videos because, they're not. Because just like everybody doesn't like couples channels, everybody doesn't like tech channels, your channel may not be for that family member, and that's okay. Right. So that if friends and family aren't supporting the way that you would like them to, because everybody has different things they like.
Yeah.
To the other side of that, they also don't know how. Before I started YouTube, I didn't know the importance of subscribing. I didn't know the importance of comment. I didn't even know the importance of liking a video.
Yep.
And move on. Hey, I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't do anything because So
my fingers hurt.
You have to teach the non-content creators how to support. That's responsibility as the content creator. Teach them how to support you because there are going to be people who want to, they just don't know how.
That's a beautiful point. And yeah, screen record the process. Click the link in the bio. Then you literally pull up your page. Screen record. You click that link. You show them where to go. Think of any infomercials or things like that. They are literally, like you said, Marcus, showing us how to go about and do things. So, no, thank you guys for sharing those tidbits. Like, I think, we benefited from that for sure. And I'm sure anyone else that's up and coming and wants to create content, but just sitting on, wasted potential, they needed to hear that. So thank you guys for sharing that. Closing us out, like, what are your plans for the future? We moved in, like, you guys have anything exciting that you want to share? You got to tell your business.
So we got another video coming out.
Hey, shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Have a YouTube schedule. We drop shorts on Sunday and Wednesday, and we have a YouTube live every Tuesday, and then we have a regular long form content video every Thursday. So that's our schedule. So yeah, check us out. And we do have some things coming up that we planned. We've been working on what is the clothing line, kind of working on right now. And looking at him because I'm like, I don't want to give away too much.
No, yeah, but even if it's relationship wise, like, are you guys happy where you are? Like maybe getting a house or, you know, any of that too. Any future plans, that too. It could be vague.
Well, I mean, I feel like the ring is coming. No pressure, baby. But
my wrist is hurting.
See, look,
I mean, I got a cute hand. But yeah, so honestly, we're just growing every day. And you know, there's more trips we want to take, of course. We're taking our first cruise in June. Exciting, and honestly, we're just growing every day and just trying to be the best we can be. Loving every day. It's an adventure with him every day. So I'm just looking forward to the ride.
Yeah, and I mean, we like she was saying, I mean, we've done a lot of growing both individually and together. And so there's a lot coming. There's a lot coming.
Look, just wait on it.
Yeah.
Just stay tuned, because 2023 is going to be a great year for KaylaMAR. There's a lot of things that we're working on behind the scenes, and have a big reveal in January.
Yeah. And his birthday's coming up in December, so.
Oh, yeah, that's
it's coming. When is it? Wait, I think I saw. Is it the 13th?
December 10th.
10th, okay. I know it's the teens, because you guys are doing like a live like champagne party or something.
Yeah, the live is on the 13th, but his actual birthday is on the 10th.
That's what it is. Okay. I was like, look, girl, I'm watching you. I'm tuned in. Yeah, Kelvin's birthday is on the 6th. So, okay.
Okay.
That's right.
I see. Not Scorpio. Shoot.
Oh, nah. There you go.
I'm a Scorpio. Don't play.
Oh.
Look, he's talking about nah. He said nah. Scorpio.
Sagittarius. Okay.
Well, Sag season at the bottom. Okay. Wait, I gotta ask. Okay, look, before we leave, what's your sign?
Pisces. I'm in March.
Okay, yeah, Pisces. Oh, so it's fire and water, right?
Yeah.
And me and him are fire and water too. That's probably why we all get along.
Hey.
That's probably why we all get along. That's crazy. Well, thank you guys so much for doing the show. I know we went a little bit over, but thank you for all the tidbits. Like, I mean, just sharing. Y'all made me cry. Okay. Oh, my earring. Y'all made me cry. So, like, I really can't thank you guys enough. I mean, from complete strangers to just entrusting us to, I don't know, just showcase you on our show. And hopefully this, you know, gets spread around and people, you know, come support you. Your supporters support us. And we could just continue to keep growing and showcasing Black love.
Absolutely. This was our pleasure. A lot of fun.
Yes, thank you.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you for being a part of it.
Yeah, and if you guys don't have any questions in the comments, I mean, you can always DM KaylaMAR. I'm sure they would love to respond or answer it, make another YouTube video. You know, out of any questions. So you guys make sure you follow their platforms on YouTube. Go click their links in the bio. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And yeah, thank you for watching Love at First Sight. So, bye, guys.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.